It's a great day in Jacksonville, and today we're on a mission. And that mission is going to take us to McKenzie HR. Bob McKenzie, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. We're interested in that nonprofit world.
Yes.
And specifically, what are some of the key areas from an HR perspective or training perspective that you're seeing as those areas that people are coming to you for your expertise the most?
Well, I have a little saying in the company that as long as people behave badly, I got work. So one of the things is that with nonprofits, typically the management people are people who are promoted from within, without any kind of training, without any kind of understanding of how to deal with employee issues, okay, performance issues, attendance issues, those kinds of things. And also, these people that are in these supervisory positions are usually non-confrontational kind of people. So they kind of ignore things, you know,
they
just let them
their
slide.
Heart and not their
yes,
head.
they let things slide and let things slide and let things slide to the point where they blow, okay? And one of the things that kind of happens is we got to start understanding how to nip these things before they get out of hand. And if we allow things to continue to happen, then the employee, you know, thinks no news is good news, so I'm going to continue to do it. And the fact is that, you know, no news is not good news, but we have not corrected the behavior. And then what ends up happening is not only does the employee get all upset, the supervisor gets all upset. It kind of creates a bad environment within the workplace, and instead of managing their way through that, they just kind of like let it slide. And that's what we see primarily with
so
nonprofits.
what are those rich areas? Give me 3 nuggets of what are the places where people cross the line more than any other place and get away with it.
Oh gosh,
to use your
if I
language.
really had to think about things, what ends up happening? Here's the thing. I mean, attendance is typically one of the big areas, and you know, they really just kind of like don't really say anything. They let them take the time off, and in a lot of cases, the nonprofits have a pretty rich, you know, PTO or sick vacation time program, so they allow people to do that, even though it's unscheduled. Okay, and that's where the problem comes into play. When it's an unscheduled absence, somebody just calls in and says, "Hey, I'm not coming in today." It's not planned. That creates issues and problems. So that's probably one of the biggest areas. Another thing would be that it's just, I don't want to say insubordination, but I'm kind of thinking that somebody tells them to do something and they just don't feel like doing it. Okay? So they don't. Or, you know, they think they have a better way and they do something completely different that gets them off into some kind of tangent and in the wrong direction. So that's another one. And I guess those are the top 2. I'm trying to, and then what ends up happening in some cases, when the supervisor then blows, okay, creates a bad situation. And the next thing we'll see is there's complaints that are filed with outside agencies, whether it's the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, whether it's Wage and Hour, whatever, you know, outside agencies that is there. And that's always problematic. I mean, those are the things that you don't win. I mean, even if you win an equal, you know, an EEO charge of discrimination, you still lose. That's just like a lot of time and effort, and you know, you're not concentrating on your mission because what you're trying to do is defend yourself.
And that's where McKenzie HR comes in to guide and direct so that those kinds of things don't happen.
We like to get in there beforehand.
Yes.
In fact,
Good.
it's kind of funny you say that because I was on a mission myself for a while there when I saw some small companies, you know, and they weren't necessarily nonprofits, but one got fined like $51,000 from Immigration and Customs Enforcement because they didn't have their I-9s done. And you know, you go and you sit down and they were like, what's a 9-9? We don't even know what it is.
Sure.
And then there was another one that got hit with a wage and hour.
Right.
You know, it was a complaint, and they went through, and yeah, he owed a lot of money because he didn't do things correctly.
So how can people get a hold of you, Bob, if you'll just tell everyone right now how to find you?
Well, my cell phone number is area code 904-655-2120. And my website is www.McKenzieHR.com. It's McKenzieHR.com.
Wonderful. So we've been on a mission today, and we certainly appreciate you, Bob, for being here and shedding a little bit of light to help a lot of people that are out there. So thank you for helping us accomplish that mission.
Thank you very much, too. Thank you.
We'll see you next time.